Hi darlings, I don't know if you can see me. Sorry, just waiting for me to be able to see myself. I hope you can. Yes, I think I managed to find myself. Hello, Claire. Okay. I think I'm here. Phew! What a relief. Okay, thank you. And hello. And so I am so sorry for the delay. Our whole net connection collapsed and I had to start working and not panicking so much. But okay, let's start. Hello darlings and welcome to join me today for this live video for Finnabair and Redesign with Prima. I have a project that's really important for me this time because I'm altering these cubic plastic desk drawers I have 8 of these into vintage looking ones, and I will be using Redesign with Prima tissue paper and some Finnabair mixed media. Claire, thank you. Do not worry about it. Yeah, I feel that too. Not it was better to be just a few moments late than unable to join at all. But yes, as I said, this is an important project for me because I have been searching a way to make all these 8 boxes I have to look more peaceful and vintage. Because as a person having a brain injury and all kinds of cognitive problems with it, I really need my working space to be as neat and tidy and peaceful as possible. And on the other hand, I do need to know where everything is because of the very same reasons. So I cannot remember what I have and what I have not and what I have in where if I don't see them right away. So that's why this project has been a difficult one to start with. And that's these are things I want to tell you because these are the things that defined what I can do with these boxes. Also, I had to keep in mind that I really use these boxes all the time. You see, I'll show you. Ta-da! These are not just the decoration pieces for me, but these are boxes that I use all the time as my working tools. And because I always cannot move swiftly and quickly, everything needs to be in my reach. Which means I thought these drawers with dirty fingers with gesso or wax in my hands all the time. I drop these and I manage to, misplace them all the time. So they need to be durable, which means that even though my fingers itch to use lovely molds for these for decoration, I cannot do it because I would definitely break them. And that's why I am going to aim for this simple, not too tidy, not too wide, but yet light vintage look. And the labeled frames are for me to write the content of each box. Each drawer, so I will see what's in there. So these cubic boxes are 16.5 centimeters in size in every angle, and in inches it makes 6.5, I think. and they are perfect for storing all kinds of mixed media jars. And you know what? I just presented them for you. And these are really high quality boxes, Finnish ones called palaset, and it kind of is shame to, you know, alter them, but I hope that way my brain isn't so jammed when I'm sitting at my desk. So let's start. I thought I would alter one box instead of 8 because it's repeating the process all over again. So I am going to alter only the front sides of the boxy drawers, because that's the part that is visible for me in my desk. So, and also again I am going to write a blog post with full material list. I was going to add it in the title of this post, but I was kind of in a hurry. so I will do that later. We will start with heavy gesso, because I am going to prime all these drawers with heavy gesso. First, I will put this aside for a moment. I will add a layer, as even layer as possible for each drawers. And then I am going to add another layer on top of them. I hope I can be quick, but not too quick, but because at least for me it's always when I try to be really quick, I start to get clumsy and drop things and so on. So I hope I'm still, my heart is still beating in panic because our net connection completely collapsed. It might have something to do with kids school holiday this week, and it's been an evening and our kids are watching Disney channel and whole village is probably on the internet at the moment, so maybe that's why. Now I am going to clean all the sides, because I want them to fit into the box even after I have painted them. And here we go. I am still a bit worried that because I am going to paint these over and I'm not able to see what's in there, I am going to be so in trouble when I try to remember what's in there, but I hope the labels will help with that one. Okay, I'm using my heating tool. As you need to be careful, of course, when you are using heating tool for plastic, but I tested it with the first drawer box really carefully and it worked just fine, so that's why I know I can do this. But if you are using plastic material for your projects, you might want to make sure that they won't start melting if you heat them. Okay. let's start with this one. I found these boxes from a Finnish shop, bookshop actually, and it was kind of a wonderful realization when I bought one, that actually they are just the right size, because I bought them originally for my masking tapes, but then I realized that they are absolutely perfect for effect pastes. This eats 4 effect pastes this one drawer, so it's really wonderful. And also there's, I think it's 12 mica flake, mica powder bottles of Finnabair that fits into them. So because I have 8 of these sets, it means I have 16 drawers, which means I have all my tiny Finnabair treasures always at hand. Unfortunately, molds and larger jars won't fit in them, but it's handy. They are really handy for little ones. Hello Vasilis, and hello Cynthia, and hello everyone. I'm so happy you have managed to join me, even if it's not that late in other parts of the world at the moment. Here in Finland it's late evening already. Okay, that was heavy gesso for priming, and now I just quickly heat them again. And then I can apply the tissue paper. I have, whoa, just it's me. I have dropped so many things today, including my flowers, and all the water flew everywhere. That I was wondering what I am going to be dropping during this live stream. But we will see. We will see. Lots of things I assume. Hello to Sweden. Hello Robin. It's early in the US and IoT. Hello. Okay, now decoupage tissue paper by Redesign. This is Joey. I think I pronounced it correctly. We Finns have a problem with pronouncing some names. Sorry. Yes, you might have already noticed. I have already cut these to right size to save time, and there is 16 of them. But I am going to use 3 now. And let's start. Hello, darlings, and greetings to India too. Oh, soft matte gel is my choice for attaching the tissue paper. I will apply a layer of this on top of the gessoed drawers, or should I say drawers that are primed with gesso. You need to excuse my English, it's third language only. So, okay, now I'm applying a layer of soft matte gel that will hold these pieces. I have cut them slightly smaller than the box itself, or the drawer, front panel, whatever you want to call them, and I pressed them neatly in place. It's when I did this for the first time, I was a bit afraid because I haven't used a lot of Redesign tissue papers until recently. They are not that easily available here in Finland, and I was worried that if this soft matte gel that I use touching everything maybe for some reason wouldn't work. But when I did this, it kind of felt like a perfect match immediately, because somehow this tissue paper and the soft material kind of immediately makes the tissue paper kind of blend into the surface it's attached. I love it. Okay. Yes, Claire, I love the tissue paper and the first cube you decorated. My first intention was to leave these tissue paper inside, but then I realized that I cannot do that because I need to. Let's start with the first one. I need every drawer to be movable, kind of. You know, one cubic from another, according to my current moods and needs. So I thought that if I kind of let them be only partly visible. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that now I'm kind of sealing the tissue paper into the panel by adding a second layer on top of it. Yes, so when I'm adding paint over the tissue paper and leave it only slightly visible, it makes them easier for me to just, you know, move around and place them in whichever cubic I need. Okay, that was the soft matte gel part done. It's this one, and now I will make sure I have cleaned again these. It's my usual working rhythm is so much slower than during these live streams that I'm always forgetting half the things I normally do, because I try to finish them in 1 hour. It's quite a short time. Okay, but next I will make sure they are completely dry, and then I am going to paint them. Sorry, I am so silent. I'm still in shock for the internet connection collapsing on me right when I needed to start my life. It's well, it's a small problem in worldwide scale, but you know. Okay. But now I am going to paint them first with a bit of white acrylic paint. With just a hint of Snow White in pastel plus dark chocolate brown and pitch black. Oh, oops! Only these 3 colors will do just fine, and I don't need that much paint either. I'll put this aside because somehow I'm so clumsy today. Okay. I want a light mix of paint, not that dark. Light mix of paint I will add here, and as we mixed media people are always doing, I will wipe most off with a baby wipe. And it's a funny thing. First you add paint, then you wipe most of it off. Then I'll add another lighter layer because the previous one was quite dark for my liking. And it seems that I have completely covered my lovely tissue paper, but no, as you can see, it comes visible right there. And I think I'll leave it right like this. This is great. Now I'm putting this aside, because then when I have painted them with impasto paints, I will shadow the edges with liquid acrylics. And I really love, sorry, internet seemed, or the screen froze for a moment, so I froze too. Okay, but these impastors are really perfect for this kind of project because they are really the consistency is creamy and really they have great coverage, so they are something that are perfect when you are aiming for this kind of look, to cover the boxes or the tissue paper. But as liquid acrylics, they both are acrylic water-based paints that when are dry are completely waterproof. So that's why I love these for this project, especially with my clumsy hands. Nothing that makes the paint bleed would be a good thing. Okay, So now I need to... Hello Vincenta. I need to make sure these are completely dry before I add liquid acrylics, because I want to make sure it's me who controls where they are going and not the other way around. And when I have dried these, I can also see if I need to add another layer, because this tissue paper is rather visible for my liking at the moment. You know, as I said, the tissue paper is lovely, but I want only just a hint to be seen. So I add a tiny layer on top. Okay, and one of the reasons I actually chose this tissue paper for the base of these drawers is that it will make them more durable. If I use only paint over, or gesso and paint over the drawer or plastic, every scratch might make the paint peel off, kind of, or leave the scratches visible. But now, now I have the beautiful tissue paper beneath it, and it will make sure that the paints will stay where I want them to stay. So there are all kinds of ways you can use these tissue papers. They don't need always to be the eye catcher, but they might be the silent, solid, trustable background for your projects too. Okay, nice and dry. This isn't but I can start with another one. Okay, liquid acrylics. I will use a mix of 3: titanium white, burnt sienna, and ink black. And I try to aim for quite the same look or a shade of paint I had with the impastos, but the liquid acrylics, because they work a bit like watercolors, but they are permanent, they will be reacting a bit differently, and they are my absolute favorite medium to work with. I take a hint of these paints and try to aim for a good looking outcome. Let's see. A lot of water in my brush and really diluted paint mix. I add a hint over my drawer edges. More water. Now this is looking like I want it to. Okay, I just add a hint of this to the layer edges, and thank you, Vincenta. I seem always to end up using the same colors, whether it is my journal or my drawer. I laughed so much when I did the first box that okay, this looks just like my journals, that okay, it's actually quite fitting. But it's one of the reasons I do love bright colors, but one of the reasons I usually end up using these soft muted colors is because of my well, I'm not sure if it's my brain injury or my myasthenia gravis, the neurological illness I have that affects to my eyes and my eyesight, and it makes all the bright colors to hurt, actually physically hurt. So that's one of the reasons why I'm always using soft colors. Maybe it's quite natural. And this is it. With this blend, I just add a bit of paint to all the edges, wipe most off with the baby white and repeat. But it's like playing with watercolors, and because I do love watercolors, I end up using these liquid acrylics as much as possible in every possible turn and project. And I can't wait to see how they will end up looking when all the 8 drawer boxes are done. They cover nearly 1 meter on my desk, so they really are you know, it makes an impact how they look when they are see-through, and every single wax tube and other tube are visible. They make the whole 1 meter's worth of my desk look untidy, even if they are neatly in their place. So when they are beneath these facades, I hope my brain will work a bit better maybe. But as you can see, it's this easy. It doesn't take a lot of time. Thank you, Robin. I love this blending technique too. It's my way of blending and shadowing all possible kinds of projects. But okay. Let's see if they are dry enough now, because I managed to kind of destroy the impasto. It wasn't completely dry when I applied. I was too hasty, and so it kind of annoys me now that there are whiter parts in here. But I think I managed to make it look worse if I touch really much on it. So let's see. Hello, Elizabeth. Claire, I think it will be nice and uniform and bit more harmonious looking outcome. A different thing entirely is that if I am able to remember what is inside them, but I hope these labels will do the trick. Okay, I think it's fine. And now I'll show you the label because there is such a delay. I hope you can see how it looks. Now I'm going to show you how I did it. Actually, I need to show you first that my husband just 5 minutes before I started presented me with these. He had designed and made these labels for me to use in this, and I think they are gorgeous. But I don't know if I have the heart to paint them over, but if I just... I think I will do it later, but these are a labor of love for my husband. I think they are really, really cool, beautiful. And they would look beautiful as they are, but as I had thought I would show you how I have done these. These are just metallic frames. I will show you now how I did them. Then I can decide if I attach them to here or do it with this one. First I will again prime these with gesso. Yes, they are really lovely, and I think my husband is even lovelier because I struggled with the labels. I would have loved to use some beautiful Prima or Finnabair molds, but because I can't use resin for 2 reasons. One, I haven't been able to found resin in Finland. It's totally annoying, but I haven't been able to find it yet, or any place that delivers it to Finland. And the second one is that even if I could find a place, I don't know if I could use it, because resin is usually something that is quite smelly and toxic, and because of my lung problems, I am really hesitant to use it. So that's why I always used air dry clay. But air dry clay sounds a bit hazard for these, because I really drop these all the time, and I think it would make the mold fragile and break. So I thought I would need some kind of other option for labels, and then I thought that I would use the labels I have reserved for my journaling, but they weren't pretty. And now I'm adding texture paste, white sand. This is one of my favorite effect pastes. Well, so I had to find a way to make these label frames to look a bit softer looking than dark metallic frames, because I absolutely did not want dark spot in the middle of each drawer. It would kind of eat the whole point of them. I'll use this effect paste to make the labels kind of rusty when I paint these over, they are not going to be even, but a nicely grungy effect. So my darling husband thought that he would help me and presented me with this, but just look at the delicate, intricate ornaments. I couldn't possibly use this white sand texture paste over them, so I need to find another way. Hi Eileen. Okay, I think they are all covered, and now I try to quickly dry them so I can paint them over, and I know I'm running late, partly because I was able to start late because of that internet connection problem. Heavy gesso. I will add a tiny coat of gesso over the texture paste to make them even, so that I am absolutely certain that when I add paint over these, they react evenly and absorb the paints like I want them to. Okay, just so for it. It's so wonderful to see so many familiar, friendly faces here joining in and wishing each other good evening or good day. It always makes me feel so connected, and being together with friends, it's so important these days, don't you think too? Okay, now I want to make sure these are really entirely and completely dry because of the way I am going to paint these. Ooh, it's hot, obviously. Metal and heat. Now, I think while I'm waiting for these to cool a bit. Sorry, wrong jar. Not soft, not gel. Heavy gesso I was going to use. Okay, I'm priming this really quickly. One of these treasures. I think these would make really beautiful labels with some texts in them. I need to hint my husband. Okay. I put it aside and hope these are now cooled a bit. I'll take a baby wipe and then I will use the same impasto mix of white, brown and black. And I will just do it like this. I will add paint over it and press most of it off. And it's done. I'll show you in a moment. Because of the texture paste, it will make such a simple way of process of painting to have beautiful result. Just gesso and a bit of paint over. Most of it even wiped off. Now I take a tiny bit smaller press and use the liquid acrylics for mini highlighting or shadowing the edges. Just like I did with the boxes itself. And now I'll show you in a moment that they really are looking rusty and grungy and used, and a beautiful detail that is visible but not too dominating. Okay, here we go. Quick drying, and then I'll attach them to the drawers. With heavy body gel. I take this away. I take my palette knife, and I could use glue, but with heavy body gel, this one, I will be sure and certain that they will stay exactly where I want them to, and they won't be falling off, because these frames doesn't have that much place to hold on to. Okay, and there it goes. Then I'll clean all the possible excess gel. Okay, and repeating the process with this one. Here's my brush. This. As you can see, I'm dropping them all the time. And now last one, and I'll write a blog post about this, and I list all the materials I used, which isn't that many actually. Heavy gesso and soft matte gel and some basic acrylic paints with a hint of liquid acrylics and texture paste. Okay, there is quite a few mediums in there, but okay, they are here, they're ready, and I'll put these here. For you to see side by side. They are making quite a nice effect in there. But I want to test this one just quickly. If I add a hint of liquid acrylics, what happens? To the sides, like I used. Because of course it's different when you use something that is really meaningful to you, and using labels that your husband has done for you might be just the thing. I think. Okay, I think I can officially say that it's gorgeous. Look at this. Look at this. I love it. I'm so excited. I honestly got them 1 hour ago, and these labels my husband has made out of chipboard, and I think they would do beautifully here. What do you think? I'm going to use Dumo for this one, for making the labels. It's not really vintage, but it's practical. So I will need to. I really need to see if I have to ask him to make these. But these both are lovely, and so are you, because you have kept me company. You have no idea how happy you have made me. I have honestly tears in my eyes, because these days when social connection with people is absolutely in minimum, it's so beautiful and meaningful to have the feeling of togetherness. We have Facebook, for example. So thank you so much for keeping me company today, and thank you, darlings, for your lovely comments. What do you think? Should I use these labels my husband did, or should I stick with the original plan? I have no idea. I really have struggled now to decide, because this is a simple, but this is made with love. Oh, it's it's really tricky one. I need to decide. But as I said, I will write a blog post, and you will see by then which I decided to end up using for the framed label frames. And I will add a link to my blog here, and I will add the link to the comments of this one, because harvinaisen kaunis elämä isn't the easiest one for you to type without me giving some example how to do it. So you will find it easily here. And thank you so much, Robin. I want to do a piece of furniture like this now. Cool. That's maybe the best compliment ever. And Claire, thank you, and and thank you, Ayati. Thank you, everyone. Eileen. Yes, love wins every time for me. I think for me too. But yes, I will surprise you, and you will see what I ended up using in my blog soon. And now I wish you a beautiful end of the week, beautiful end of the month, and all the blessings for the next month or week, or I don't think if that was politically correct to say, but you know, all the good things for you for the next starting month. And thank you so much, and have a good night. Bye bye.